Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. I'm sitting in what we call Hotel Sabra, Steph's place. And I figured I would just do this upstairs in my room. I don't want to keep bothering her family by not being able to move around because I'm streaming and I'm going home today. But I didn't know with traffic coming back from San Diego, it might take a really long time. So I was like, okay, let me just do this before I go so that I can keep you guys posted on when I'm going up. That was the only way I could ensure I would do a show today. And you guys know I'm doing a show every day. So here I am. I am here. This is me. And it is Labor Day weekend. And it's not just Labor Day weekend, it's Labor Day. So I hope you guys are either taking the day off and get a little free time and get to relax, a little R&R, or are drinking your tits off and having a blast. Or if you are working, at least hopefully you can take a few minutes for yourself and get a little bit of a mental break at some point. Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mattingly, Arrest the Cops That Killed Brown and Taylor. We're going to be talking about Labor Day weekend and taking this time to take a little time off, reassess all those things. I hope we can rededicate ourselves to the cause that we choose to dedicate ourselves to every day, which is arresting the fucking cops that murdered somebody. It's been, 180 days? So just going to keep on saying it. I know that me going up early means that some of you guys probably aren't going to know that I was here and aren't going to be able to join me. I will give you guys the heads up right now as well that I will not be tomorrow up at 1 because I have a Schmodown taping. That's going to be done at 2. So I believe I'll probably be up around 2:30. Just so you guys know in case you're waiting for it. But I will keep you posted on my Twitter and on my Patreon. And Glenn, I'm sure, will keep you posted on the Discord as well. A lot to go over today, even though I do think it'll probably be a shortened show. To start, apparently there are California wildfires. They figured out the cause of them, where they started. We're having an extreme heat wave. There's tons of wildfires going on. And apparently the cause was a gender reveal party. Let that sink in. Okay. Also, Tenet's box office is not very good. I did go and see it with Steph last night. I want to talk a little bit about that on the show today, but I think she's working downstairs. So if she does come up, we can talk a little Tenet. If not, I'll do more of a review on it tomorrow. But in terms of today, we'll talk about that box office, which is not looking great. Then also, it's Mac Miller. Today is the 2-year anniversary of him passing. I remember that one hit me really hard, and a lot of you guys as well. So we can give a little love to him. And then the Philippine president, Rodrigo Duterte, he pardoned a U.S. Marine who was convicted of killing a transgender woman. So all of that. Oh, SEN is on right now. That makes sense. I thought they took Labor Day off. Oops. Going up against a show that I'm on. Yeah, I just figured they took Labor Day off, but they didn't, so that's fine. And people can watch this on repeat, or they can watch that on repeat. Bum, bum, bum. But makes sense why there's only a few dozen of you guys in here right now, and you guys are the real ones. Okay, so is Campia. Good for all of them. I compete with nobody. I root for all people. Winston is guest hosting. Oh, I love Winston. That's great. Yeah, I figured they always take holidays off, so I figured they just took it off. Probably should have checked my email a little better. I did get an email for the schedule But anyway, I'll be on that tomorrow, so you guys can watch me on that tomorrow. And for today, let's talk about these things. And again, anybody watching this on repeat, sorry that I had to go up early. I just did. Okay, so also let me know what you guys are doing for Labor Day weekend. Curious. And if you have thoughts, as always, super chat, Streamlabs, all that great stuff. Really appreciate it. You guys are the real deal. Okay, so let's talk about the California wildfires that are caused by gender reveal parties. These gender reveal parties have gotten next level. Now, here's the deal. I have a lot of friends right now who are pregnant. I have a lot of friends right now who recently gave babies, like a lot of friends. I am one of the only people I know right now who is unwed and unpregnant. What's the word for unpregnant? Not carrying child. There's not many of us, especially at my age. And so I'm in full-blown support of what you want to do and how you want to announce it. If you want to know the sex of your baby in advance, great. If you don't want to know the sex of your baby in advance, great. If you want to do a whole reveal party, great. I just saw that Makuga on Instagram and Amanda did a whole balloon popping, great. But you have to do something sensible. Like, there are people who have flown planes, and those planes drop colors, and those colors reveal the sex of the baby. And one of those planes crashed one time. It's like no accident is worth revealing the gender of your baby, which is something that really doesn't even matter much anyway, whether it's a boy or a girl, especially in 2020 when it's challenging to talk about gender roles on any show, but you guys know what I mean. Like, it really just does not mean much. So it's so strange. You're either saying unwed and unpregnant, aka happy and free. Happy, the opposite of pregnant. Lots of pregnant announcements lately. Yeah, tons. And I will die alone. It's a whole thing. So anyway, there have been massive California wildfires, and apparently they traced it back to a gender reveal party blamed for the fire. Officials have blamed this is coming from BBC News, a gender reveal party for one of several wildfires raging in the U.S. state of California. A smoke-generating pyrotechnic device at the event sparked the El Dorado fire, which has now spread over 7,000 acres. A smoke-generating pyrotechnic device? What? And we're in an extreme heat wave. The temperatures in Los Angeles yesterday reached 111 degrees. 111 degrees, and you guys are doing a smoke-generating pyrotechnic device of a gender reveal party. What the flying fuck is even happening? Like, what and why and who and where was like, you know what would be a good idea for Labor Day weekend in this extreme heat? Let's reveal the gender of our baby. And this is so important that let's pull out all the stops. Let's get a smoke-generating pyrotechnic device to show boy or girl. What? And like, how did you start the fire? And then 7,000 acres because of you? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but like, you should owe money, right? Like, you should probably owe some money because you burnt down the forest. Like, and more than just the forest. What are we talking? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. It's just really bad. So people get on cigarette smokers for this stuff all the time. I think we need to get on the baby gender reveal people. If you're going to have a baby reveal, cut the cake, have it be a color. Do the balloon, fine. Don't get something that makes fire. And 7,000 acres are now gone. That's real fucked up. Shout out to the 60 of you guys who are in here right now, live. I hope you guys go support Winston on SEN after the show. I feel bad that I'm up against my homie. I love him. But it is the way it is with all these streaming things. And again, I told you guys I'd go up every day, and this is my way of ensuring that. So first super chat of the day. Thank you so much to Anthony Crotty, who says, just an ordinary manic Monday here in Ireland. I do not get gender reveals. Safe journey back to LA later. You rock, Roxy. Anthony Crotty, you are the best. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your support, especially as we're getting into these fall months. Oh boy. Work is dwindling. All of the things. And I think I need to move apartments. I don't think I can stay where I am. My landlord's driving me effing insane. Oh, man. Do you guys not have Labor Day weekend? Makes sense. It just fell. Cool. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer, the first Streamlabs of the day, Leonard Kim says, Roxy, you really didn't have to go up today. It would have been understandable. However, I know you've been adamant about going up every day. You're the real one for your dedication to connecting with us every day. Leonard Kim, I mean, there might be a day where I'm unable to at some point, but as long as I am able, I'm going to do the best I can. Yeah, and that's just the truth. And that's the way the cookie crumbled. Did I tell you guys I've been saying that a lot in quarantine? No idea why or where that comes from. And that's the way the cookie crumbled. Although because I didn't want to go get all Steph's equipment downstairs because I know she's working. I have no mic right now. This is not my webcam. This is just my computer cam. And I'm connected to my janky hotspot. So just doing the best I can to make sure that you guys have a show. Yeah, that's the real one. You can be adopted by Steph's family. That would be amazing. They're very sweet. Although I wouldn't leave my family for the world. I have the best family ever. Okay, so that's the California wildfires. Should we talk a little bit about Tenet? As I told you guys, number one, I told you this months ago, I have a really hard time saying that word. I can't seem to say Tenet without saying T-E-N-E-N-T, Tenet. Like Tenet, it's just hard for me. I don't know why that word is so hard, but it is. Anyway, though, it is expected to make $20 million for its 4-day holiday weekend. Just so you guys know, that's not good. Here's the thing. I didn't expect anything because it is a pandemic. We're in a global pandemic. Dear Christopher Nolan, not sure if you're aware, but in case you aren't, we're in a global pandemic. So the box office might be shite, especially if people are doing their job, which is staying home and social distancing. I'm curious to look at Christopher Nolan box office. I'm looking on my phone right now, opening weekends to see what his movies usually pull. Just so you guys know, I saw Tenet last night with Steph. We went to a drive-in movie, so completely social distance and safe, because we were going to go to the movie theater, but I just didn't feel right about it. And that was, it was, I just couldn't sit in they were doing every other seat, and there's only 60 seats in the theater, and they would only take 25% capacity, but still, the recycled air and all that was just nerve-wracking, so we drove like 40 minutes to a drive-in, because I really wanted to see the movie. And I guess I'll do a full review tomorrow of it, maybe, but it was good. It was good. If you guys have questions, I'll answer on the Super Chat and Street Labs about it. Otherwise, I'll talk more about it tomorrow. But this says, okay, normally Christopher Nolan film would bring in $50 million in North America during opening weekend, but movie-going is not normal these days. Yeah, no shit. And like I said, I had to drive 40 minutes to get to the movie theater. So and that's to be able to go in a safe capacity. And even that was kind of nerve-wracking because at one point, Steph and I had to go to the bathroom, and it was the first time I've used a public restroom in 7 months. So that was scary. Oh, Robert says, I think Dan Merle did a box office comparison of the past releases. That makes a lot of sense. Of course he would. And it would rock. So everybody go check it out. But 20.2 for a 4-day weekend. Keep in mind, it's a 4-day weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's a 5-day weekend. So maybe it doesn't include Thursday previews. It's just Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Or they're not counting Monday. I don't know how that works. Let's see. They're saying for the 4-day weekend, wide release. Friday, Saturday brought 93,908 new reported infections. The arrival of Tenet was seen as a crucial test for Hollywood. Big turnout, ? All systems go for movies scheduled for release this fall, including Wonder Woman 84, and the latest James Bond extravaganza, No Time to Die, sparse. This is coming from New York Times, by the way. Let's see. Perhaps better to push big budget movies to next year. Yeah, a lot of sites are reporting that. A lot of sites are saying that. So they estimated the Tenet would have collected $50 million over its first 3 days under normal circumstances. It costs $200 million to make, not including marketing costs. Tickets are typically split 50-50 between studios and cinemas, but Warner Brothers was able to negotiate a 65% share, according to the Wall Street Journal. In a statement by Toby Emmerich, the chairman of WB Pictures, he credited Nolan with the film's box office success and thanked movie theater owners for being unwavering in their commitment to a safe theatrical experience. So they're claiming that they're happy with this, but I kind of doubt it. And I kind of think that other movies are going to look at this and be like, we're waiting until 2021. We're waiting. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts. Really curious. Okay, going back to the baby gender reveal thing. Sachin Nair says, you can't reveal the gender of the baby by law in India. Also, I know this is not permanent, but as someone from India, this time works just fine. Oh, that's funny. I'm surprised how many people are joining in here, especially with SEN going, guys. Let's do this shit. The gender reveal is illegal in India. Wow, that's wild. Why is that? Why are you not allowed to reveal the gender of your baby? Do you mean like with a spectacle like that? Or do you mean you're not allowed to know the gender of your baby at all in India prior to the birth? That's interesting. Yeah, I'm surprised by that. Well, I don't know what I mean by I'm surprised. I don't know enough to know if that's surprising or not. I would really like to go to India one day. The third turd says, are they not allowed to make a big deal about it? Yeah, that'd be interesting. So yeah, and honestly, last night, like as I was deciding whether to go to Tenet, we did decide, but Steph was a little bit more of a driving factor because we both did really want to see it. But after the reviews, I think that if this had been like, everybody had been like, this is as good as The Dark Knight, or like, this is the next Inception, then maybe it would have done a little bit better. However, it was kind of mixed reviewed. People were on it. I remember hearing RB3's reaction on SEN about it, and that seemed to be kind of like the average reaction to Tenet. And it just seemed like, meh. So when you're thinking about, do I want to be unsafe? Do I want to go to the movie theater? Do I want to get out of my house? Is this all okay to do right now? Really, the answer for like an amazing movie would probably be like, okay, worth the risk. For this movie, which had more above average, but like, and for Christopher Nolan movie, meh reviews, then I think it was not, I don't think it was driving people to get their asses out of the house to go to the movies. Just don't think so. Again, more of a review tomorrow, but that's that for now. Let's move forward and talk about this horrific situation. How do you say the Philippine president's name? Philippine Duterte? He granted absolute pardon to a U.S. Marine who was convicted of killing a trans woman. And this like brought tears to my eyes when I was looking at it because just so incredibly wrong. This is in Twitter's world news, and that's the only reason I know about it because I feel like I wouldn't have even heard about it otherwise. This says Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte pardons U.S. Marine convicted of killing a transgender woman. Rodrigo Duterte granted an absolute pardon to U.S. Marine soldier Joseph Scott Pemberton, who was convicted of killing Jennifer Lade, a Filipina transgender woman, in 2014. Duterte's decision, which drew mixed reactions from Philippine senators, comes shortly after state prosecutors prepared to block Pemberton's early release. I mean, from the sound of this, he's being pardoned because the person he killed was a trans woman, which would imply that her life was less important than a biologically born woman, which is so not true. It fucking hurts. So the fact that it's 2020 and this is still going on, and that was a U.S. Marine, and I wonder because it must have been in the Philippines, because why would he be able to pardon him? But you should not be pardoned for doing this. Of course you should not. I can't believe you are. And it's so fucked up. Sachin says the Filipino president is all kinds of wrong. I think John Oliver did a bit on him. Yeah. Yeah, I've been hearing that too. I have a friend who lives in the Philippines and has for several years. And This is incredibly fucked up. My friend Dwayne Burke is in the chat. He says, I was in the Philippines when this happened. Wow. Was it a big news story at the time, or do you remember? Tell me more if you do. Going back for a second, because that's what we do on the show all the time. Anthony Crotty says, I will go to Tenet later in the week, in the middle of the work days, as I can move my work hours around during the day. Yeah, probably the theater will be less crowded, so that will be a good time to probably go, Anthony. You guys are talking about this. Vlad just says, God damn. I know. It's just wrong and fucked up. And sometimes on this show, I do news stories where it's like, I don't even really have an opinion about it because like my opinion is just kind of fact. This is fucked up and wrong. But I share it on the show anyway, because if you guys are like me, we're so inundated with all this news that it's hard to even know all the news stories or keep up. Like I find myself oftentimes, my dad will call me, who lives in Massachusetts, and he'll be like, did you hear about blah, blah, blah? And my answer is no. And it's like, I think of myself as a very well-educated, informed person. I read different news sites. I talk to my family and friends. I watch the news sometimes. I'm on Twitter constantly. Like I'm pretty up to date with things, yet I miss things all the time. And so I was like, I think this is a story worth sharing because I don't think that it's okay for people to miss this. Because a lot of times people are saying like, well, the trans community has come so far and, what more can they want? And they have different rights now. And it's like, so not fucking true. The trans community is one of the most brutally treated communities in the entire world still. We've made very little progress with the trans community and our treatment of the trans community. And it's wildly unjust and unfair. And this is fucked up, and exhibit 4,922 of the fucked up things that we have done to the trans community. So it's definitely worth talking about. And I know it's not the fun bikini in the pool margarita show we did yesterday. Although we probably should do another one of those soon. If it had done better, we would have done another one today, I'm sure. But it didn't do that well, guys. It just didn't do that well. Leonard came in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider says, Roxy, could you please describe the environment of the drive-in theater? I considered going to one to see a movie or two, but even drive-ins give me cause for pause. Yeah, Leonard, absolutely. So this is going back to Tenet that I saw. And the environment of the drive-in theater was, so we drove up and there are lines of cars. They suggest you get there an hour in advance. The movie was 8. We pulled up at 7:05. And you kind of sit in your parked car just in this line for 30 minutes until they start letting people in. Then you do have to pay. So rolled down the window, the person's in a mask, I'm in the mask, and we paid $10 for tickets. And you roll up the window. Then you drive to a spot. They're not letting more than every other spot. So there was no cars on either side of us, at least for an additional spot. And you could think about how big a spot is, definitely several feet long, like how wide a car would be. And then some people sat like in the trunk of their car with the trunk open or on their car, or had chairs in front of their car. Steph and I stayed in the car the entire time, as that's what the website instructed, but also just how we felt more safe. Then you put the radio on to a specific channel that they tell you, and that's how you get the audio. And we just watched. So it was just 2 of us in my car and very little interaction. Like I said, the only time we really had to interact was when we had to go to the bathroom. And we had our masks on and we stayed social distanced, and we brought our Purell, and we also I brought dinner, so we didn't have to get the snacks there. We brought dinner. Oh my God, we ate so much shit yesterday. It was crazy. I had not eaten that much shit in so long. And candy and all of that stuff. And it was a really great experience. The screen was massive because we were in my car. It was like almost like surround sound in there. It's pretty dope. And yeah, it was a really good experience. And definitely I felt very safe in the drive-in theater. Yeah, so hopefully that helps and eases your pain about what the drive-in could actually be like. Dwayne Burke was responding to my question to him earlier about being in the Philippines during this time. He said, they got us out of there so quick, but the public response was absolute outrage. Our chain of command also didn't hesitate. They left his ass behind. Oh, you were there, like stationed there, Dwayne. Wow. We got you guys out of there quick. Our chain of command also didn't hesitate. They left his ass behind. Wow. Interesting. What a different perspective on that. Oh boy. Yeah, I wouldn't mind another pool stream. So you guys say the choppy internet was not helpful out there, though. I think we figured out a solution, but we will see. Glenn Caesar in the StreamLabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, hello, Roxy, love you. Thanks for hanging out with us today. And the heads up about tomorrow's show, I'll put it in the Discord. LOL. Thanks, Glenn. Wishing you and the Rockstars band as enjoyable of a Labor Day as possible. Bunnies to all of you. Safe travels back to LA, RJ. Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. I wonder how much traffic there's going to be. Sage says the audio system in my car is shite. Yeah, you want to try to make sure you go in a car that's got a good audio system at least, because that was the only way to listen. Yeah, the only way to listen was in your car. There was no other way. So make sure that. I wish they had told us that in advance too. It was fine for us, but I was thinking about other people. I was like, wow, this would probably be a disaster. A disaster. All right, so let's continue, and then we will get out of here really soon. Last thing I just wanted to mention, I guess, is that it is the 2-year anniversary since Mac Miller died. And if you guys are like me, this one hit me pretty hard. Not even because I love Mac as an artist, which I do. I think that he was a very talented artist. But also because, I don't want to flash anybody right now, but my leg was getting a cramp. Okay. But also because he was so young and still was like figuring out his career and sound and voice and all of that. And it was just really, really fucking upsetting and strange and sad and brutal and just not a nice, just a horrible thing to watch happen anytime somebody that young dies or there's any kind of like hanky-panky involved in it. It's just really, really sad. And he was very, very skilled and talented. And we don't know what he would have done with the rest of his life. And as somebody who feels like my latter half is going to be my more successful half, I feel for anybody who loses those years in that time. So I've been thinking a lot about checking in on people recently. And especially anybody you've ever loved, and especially anybody who is alone during this time or is partially alone during this time or is single or is struggling or has struggled in the past with depression or anxiety, which is like fucking most of us. Please, guys, remember, I know that we are 7 months into this. Even if you haven't checked in with somebody this whole time, it's not too late. It's still, you still can. And like this, especially for addicts during this time, which every one of us knows one. Some of us are Mac. If you think about Mac Miller, he died from a drug overdose, and I think during this time we have to watch out for our friends. It's too easy to slip away during this time, where nobody knows even if you would be gone or anything. And of course, people would figure it out, but I'm saying that mindset's too easy to get into. So I know it's Labor Day weekend. I'm sure a lot of you guys are drinking and having fun, and please do that and enjoy yourself. But just think about checking in on your people that might need that little extra support. Or if you are somebody who needs a little extra support, please reach out. Reach out to your friends, reach out to your loved ones, reach out to the rock stars, write in here, let us know. Because fuck this time, and fuck being an addict during this time, and fuck being depressed during this time, and fuck being alone during this time. So if Mac Miller can give us a last gift, it's to remember that you just don't know. You just don't know how people are, what they're doing, or what they're dabbling in or with. And if you can reach out, you should. So yeah, that would be those are my, I guess that's Roxy's advice corner alongside my final bit of news. couple more things coming in the Streamlabs, and then we will get out of here. This one coming from Glenn Caesar. Could we get a nighttime stream for patrons this week? Yes. Or maybe an AMA hangout on Zoom instead. I know your Tuesday and Wednesday already are packed. Not to nag it about it. No, you're not, Glenn. You never nag me. Just curious how your internet is this month. Still no update on the internet, so I've just been doing these hotspots, which is just like so effing expensive, but I don't know what else to do. And like, what am I going to do? Not go up? Yes, we can. Probably realistically, maybe Wednesday after World Girls would work. Then we could bring people over there. That might be fun. But Glenn, keep nagging me. Stay on me about it so that I do it. D-Train says, don't really consider Tenet having disappointing numbers pre-COVID. Yes, terrible. But now with only half the theaters open with a 30 to 40% capacity, no theaters open in New York, LA, those numbers are decent. D-Train totally, but like, are they decent enough that a big studio movie like Wonder Woman would want to open up during that time? Or would it be better for them to wait to 2021? Because I would argue it's probably better for them to wait in order to make more of their money back. So yeah. Seeing a lot of you guys in the chat right now. Let's see. My dear Brandy, I know. She says, no one's around when I have my breakdowns at night. It's okay. I'm used to being alone. Same thing, Brandy. I'm definitely very alone, and at night it's really hard, but like, you've got me, girl, and you've got these people in here. And it's a lot of people in here. It sucks. Try to reach out. Let people know if you need help. Try to reach out to people you think might need help. All of that stuff. All right. Glenn says, okay, Roxy, I'll keep being a nag about it then. You're not a nag, Glenn. So we are going to get out of here, guys. I know it was only a half show today, but half is better than none, right? Do the best you can during this time. That's the point. And I'll be back tomorrow. I'll give a full Tenet review. Don't forget, tomorrow will probably be closer to 2:30 as I'll be taping. Love you guys a lot. Be kind to one another. Be kind to yourselves. Happy Labor Day weekend. Please enjoy a drink or two if you can responsibly partake today, or a toke or two, or whatever your deal is. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye to the Sabra, Hotel Sabra, the Sabra residents. Tomorrow we'll be back in LA, and happy to be with you guys at all parts of the journey. Make your bed, Jake. You know the deal.